Ooh, what's up, guys? We are now live, I believe. Let's freaking go. Okay, I completely forgot. I forgot to give this a name and stuff. Hold on, let me just let me do that. I kind of forgot. I forgot, bro. I forgot. I'm gonna have to black this out for a second so I can very stealthily edit a video. Not a video, a thumbnail. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second. Bro, this is like the most scuffed thing ever. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Bro. Bro. I'm trying to figure this out, man. This is not working, unfortunately. Let me try this again. Okay. Okay, there we go. This should work. And then let me take a look at this. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Dude. Okay, I might need to do this from the normal thing. Bro. Okay, guys, I'm give me a second. I'm trying to give this stream a thumbnail because I just started it because it was just like being real funky. Give me one tiny little second. It'll take just a second here. There we go. And then alrighty. What did I name the last stream? I named it something. Alright, there we go. There's a real thumbnail. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got it up and running. Alright, we got it up and running. There we go. Alright, back to this. There we go. Now you guys can see. Um yeah. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing? Those who are in the stream. The two people in the stream. You know, this matchup is really interesting. I'm personally not like crazy invested in this, mainly just because middleweight has like completely died excitement wise due to Hamzat Chimaev being champion. But I feel like this is This is still a really cool fight. It's still really cool. I think anyway. I mean, well, this will be a very good fight for the most part. I feel this will be a good fight. So, let me see. I can make like a poll, I think. We're going to do that here. We're going to make a poll. We're going to make a poll. You got to make a poll so that people know. I also set up like a bunch of other stuff for the live stream. Like I set up a bunch of things. Let me see. I wish I could open up the chat so I could like I wish I could like show the chat on the stream. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how to do that though, so we'll figure that out eventually. We'll figure that out eventually. We'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Okay, let me open up a poll. Yeah, what's up, man? I remember you. Let me make a poll for you guys. Here we go. How do I make a poll, dude? This is like the worst thing ever. I don't know how to make a poll, dude. This is unbelievable. All right, I'll have to figure it out. I think I could do it from here. I have to like go look at it, but I'm worried at. Hold on. Let me do it from here. Alrighty. Let's take a look-see. Hold on. Let me do it from here again. What are we thinking? Let's see. Let's see. Sean Strickland or Anthony Hernandez. This is definitely not as interesting as the last one because there's nothing going on. But I mean, hey man, this is all I got. This is all I got. I don't really know. I don't have like a game to be playing or anything, so it's not like I mean I could play a game, but like there's nothing really to talk about, you know? There's nothing really to put on here besides this. I think so for my video, just for the record, I'm picking Sean Strickland to win this fight, and there's like a lot of reasons, but mainly like where the crux of my prediction sort of hinges on Anthony Hernandez's resume. So we look at his resume here, right? If we look at Anthony Hernandez's resume, he is on an 8-fight win streak. By the way, he has like 10 canceled fights, which is like insane. I don't know why he has so many, but he's had a gajillion canceled fights throughout his career. But he's on an 8-fight win streak. Rodolfo Vieira, Josh Fremd, Marc-Andre Barriol, Edmund Shabazian, Roman Kopylov, Michel Pereira, Brendan Allen, Roman Dolidze. There's a lot of good names in there. There's some great names in there. But are any of those really that high? I don't know. I don't know. Sean Strickland by closeted homosexuality. I had this bit at the end of the video where I was like, if you watched all the way, comment your thoughts on the Dan Hooker situation, which is crazy. This is like the craziest thing in MMA right now. It is the craziest news in a long time, honestly. I think this is like some of the craziest news we've ever gotten in MMA in quite a while, I think. It's some of the craziest stuff, dude. It is insane. But anyway, I think Sean Strickland has this because like, and the reason why I call this the battle of unknowns is because what is unknown for Sean Strickland is his grappling, his defensive grappling under a long extended period of time. Because yeah, he lost to Usman. Yeah, Dricus took him down, but those aren't like those performances are not indicative of him being able to out-jits Anthony Hernandez, right? Like, it's not the same thing. They're not the same. It's not really indicative of that because versus Dricus, it's sort of like it's similar. I'm gonna get to this when I talk about Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. It's kind of similar to this, where Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway haven't necessarily fought either of their styles like to a T, like exactly. But in the case of Sean Strickland, it's similar to Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria because Max Holloway was taken down by Ilia like what, twice, and both of those times weren't really like, you know, they weren't really that significant, but they do show that he's like, you know, he can be taken down. But I think what I think anyway, is it shows some weakness, like in specifically the grappling, but more so it just shows that you can take them down like as a surprise, like as like a change up. It's not necessarily like a huge weakness, or like it's not, those things don't tell. Like I just watched the MMHA video today actually about this, and like when you see that, when you watch that, it's like, yeah, Ilya took him down, but that was also like because I don't know, Max was just not expecting him to. He was just way more worried of Ilya's danger factor on the feet. Like that was just obviously why he was taken down. Like obviously Ilya poses a much bigger threat on the feet than he does on the mat, and Charles Oliveira certainly does as well. Well, the polar opposite. He poses much more of a threat on the mat than he does on the feet. So you're not going to see him react to shots the same way. You're not going to see him like not respect the shots the same way. You know, it's a little different. So with Sean Strickland, this whole ramble for me to sort of just get to the point is that Sean Strickland has shown to have good get-ups against guys. Sean Holloway has never showed good takedown defense. I feel like he has in moments, but I mean, he, not that he has shown good takedown defense. It's more so just that he hasn't fought like a great grappler. He's had like okay takedown defense for the most part, but like I do agree, like he's not a brick wall. I'm more so talking about Sean Strickland here, and that like Holloway is able to be taken down by guys who aren't grapplers, but they use it as a change up to throw him off, and he'll lose that. He'll lose those moments because of that, because they're not ready for that. He's not ready for that change up. But with Sean Strickland, he's shown solid grappling. He's shown solid grappling for the most part. I feel like you can trust him here. Not only because historically he has solid takedown defense, because you know he just has done pretty well overall, but mainly because Anthony Hernandez does not have good shots. He actually does not have good shots. It's like weird. Like he doesn't have good takedown attempts. Like he got reversed by Michel Pereira, like while he had like he had like the hands locked behind his back, but then Michel Pereira got like the cuff around the chin, like the little, almost, it's not like a crossface, it's like a chin strap, and he was just able to he was able to like whip his arm around and push him, and basically just like completely push him off. Like I don't really trust Fluffy's offensive wrestling, to be honest. I don't really trust it. I do trust his pressure. I trust his cardio. I trust that he'll be able to make Sean Strickland uncomfortable in moments. But will it be the same kind of avalanche that he's done to every other, like all these other somewhat low-level opponents? Like, think about how close his fight with Brendan Allen was. And obviously, Brendan Allen is like a more, I'd say like a relatively more accomplished grappler in the sport at this point, because Brendan Allen like completely smashed Paul Craig, out-grappled RDR for basically like their whole, like 3 rounds of their fight. And like, Hernandez did make it really close. Like, obviously those two aren't equivalent. Like, I'm not saying that Brendan Allen is Sean Strickland, but what I'm saying is that when Fluffy has that step up in competition, he doesn't finish the guys. He doesn't finish the guys in the same way. He doesn't dominate them in the same way. That was an extremely close fight, and it's just hard for me to trust in that when all I've seen from Fluffy is that he's really good at like dominating fighters who are that level below him. Like, and even then, he's not really dominating some of these guys. Like, he didn't dominate Roman Kopylov. Like, Kopylov was like doing very well against him until the finish. That was a terrible voice crack, but he was doing very well up until the finish, So I think the big thing that a lot of people, Fluffy struggled on the feet, and he also almost got out-grappled, but it's Brendan Allen, so of course he made a mistake and got put on bottom. Seriously, he almost lost that fight. He very, very nearly lost. He won that fight by the skin of his teeth. Arguably still lost, but like, you know what I'm saying. Like, the issues are just too apparent for me. Like, and also this is not even touching on the fact that Fluffy is chinny to the body. there's no other way to describe it other than that he's chinny to the body. It's kind of weird that he's very susceptible to being hurt from body shots. And not that Strickland's like a heavy puncher or like a heavy kicker, but teeps to the body, like front kicks to the body, are some of the most effective strikes you can throw. Like to deter forward pressure, to deter, you know, like blind pressure also, like blitzes. Like Hernandez, he has never fought someone who does that. He fought Roman Kopylov, who loves those, snappy round kicks. He hasn't fought someone who's as linear as Sean Strickland. And Fluffy doesn't like take angles or anything. Like he's not like a incredible striker. I think Sean is just going to do way better against him. And I have in my notes that I made for my video, because I was gonna just like, it was the reason why I didn't make it was because I didn't want to write a full script for it, and that's the reason why I'm doing it as a stream here. But in my like little notes that I made to go off of as I made the video, Fluffy really dominates these guys who he's able to start with having success on the feet, and then he's able to have success with the offensive wrestling. He needs both of those things in order to like really get going. Like versus Dolidze, he didn't really take him down. I don't remember. I think he like took him down in the second round. I think he might have taken him down in the first, but definitely versus Kopylov, he did not take him down in the first. He took him down in the second. Like he had him up against the cage for the majority of the second round before, finishing him. And with Michel Pereira, he couldn't take him down, like if his life depended on it in the first round. He just like could not take Michel Pereira down for like that whole round. And so in my mind, like for Fluffy to really get going, he needs both of those things in tandem to really like start the engine and to really like cause that avalanche effect that he had on guys like Roman Dolidze and Michel Pereira. And honestly, that's kind of it. I guess like you could say Marc-Andre Barrios and like Edmund Shabazian, but like those, like that's the issue though, is that like everybody he's finishing are like really a step below Sean Strickland's caliber. And I don't know, it's not that convincing. It's not convincing enough for me. It's not convincing enough for me. And I'm much more keen to trust in Sean Strickland's consistency, because although he had a pretty bad performance versus Drickus last time out, I feel like he's going to bounce back in this one. I don't know. I feel like he's back with Eric Nixick from what I understand, and he's pretty good, man. I think Sean's good enough. I think Sean will just be that hair good enough. I also think it's crazy that people are picking Fluffy to dominate this fight. It's ridiculous. I don't see that at all. Um, like I don't see a finish going either way here. I think it's whatever happens in this fight, it will be a really close decision. I think not really. I actually don't think so. I think. Well, I think it will be if it's for Hernandez. I think if Hernandez wins, it will be a close decision. But I think if Strickland wins, it could be close. But for the most part, I think it will probably just be like a really comfortable, let's say 48, 47, 49, 46. Because when you think about how susceptible Fluffy is to body shots, you think about like, oh, like he got hurt, he got like stunned by Kopylov's body kick, and he got stunned by Michel Pereira in the first round by Bot, and he got finished by Kevin All. Like you think of these like big moments, and like for those opponents, those are like the big moments where you have to capitalize on that to get the finish, or like in the case of like Kopylov, he kind of sort of just bided his time and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like get that again," but he just never did. In the case of Sean Strickland, he's going to be using those. That's his like go-to weapon. That's like his secondary weapon right next to the jab, and like that's just going to be a constant for the whole fight. That's just going to be a constant like for the entire fight, and it's just hard for me to. It's just really hard for me to pick Hernandez, man. It's just really hard. I don't see his path to victory here unless it's like he just holds him up against the cage for 5 rounds, because like I don't know. I think Sean is more hustle um than Roman Dolidze, bro. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not picking I am a big Fluffy fan. I was like so happy when he completely destroyed Roman Dolidze, but that's Roman Dolidze, man. He's not gonna do that to Sean Strickland. I'm sorry. There's just no world where that happens. It it's just not gonna happen, and that's sort of what it comes down to. Like, there's a lot of different factors, but mainly what it is that Sean is just simply higher level and has consistently fought at a high level for the most part. Like, the lowest level fighter he's fought in like the last 2 years was like Paulo Costa, and that's like saying quite a lot. So I don't know. I'm very keen on Anthony Hernandez winning this fight. You know, I think it's very very likely. Also, I think I'm trying to find where this. I'm trying to figure out. Did I add a poll to the thing? Guys, did I add a poll? I thought I added a poll, but it might not. It might not have been added. Let me see. Let me see if I fixed. Let me see if I added this poll. Um, it looks like we have 5 votes and people are picking Sean Strickland. A lot of people are picking Sean Strickland. Let's see. Okay, there we go. That's pretty interesting. I feel like a lot of people are picking Anthony Hernandez here. Well, not a lot of people. Actually, I think most people are actually picking Sean Strickland. But I don't know. I feel like I know Lucas is picking Anthony Hernandez. I don't know. I don't see it other than the basis of like he's gonna be mentally ahead in terms of where he's at right now. That's the only thing I really see translating to a fluffy win here. Otherwise, I'm very high on Strickland winning this fight. I think it's very, very likely. I think. I think it'll be very, very likely. What are your guys' thoughts in the chat? That was also Dolidze with a back injury. Yeah, I don't think, and not that Dolidze one, not that Dolidze would have won or like really had any more success without it, but more so that how does Anthony, like, Hernandez takes these guys to the 4th round to finish him. He pity TKO'd Michel Pereira. Like, Michel Pereira wasn't doing anything. Yeah, he wasn't, like, he was like literally like done. He was like done fighting, but Hernandez like didn't do enough to really get a finish there. It was like a pity TKO. I just don't really like, people are picking him to get a finish here. I just don't see that at all. I don't really see that at all for as good as Anthony Hernandez is. I think this is his nightmare matchup. I think this is his nightmare matchup. Not even Hamza Chimaev is Fluffy's nightmare matchup. Although obviously Hamza Chimaev is like, he probably would beat Fluffy. But my point is that Sean Strickland just has most of the advantages over Fluffy. I think the only thing Fluffy really has is that he is like more mentally checked in, and that he will have the pressure advantage. Like, he will pressure Sean Strickland. But I don't think that's I don't know. I'm not crazy on I trust Strickland's defense a bit more than I would Fluffy's boxing ability, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm thinking here. And yeah, I mean, that's all I kind of have to say for this matchup. I kind of want to show some videos of like stuff I'm talking about, but because I did have like footage. Um, but let me see if I can find it, dude. Let's see if I could find the video of this stuff. Okay, I don't think I wait, I did. Hold on. Alrighty. Here we go. Maybe this will get me taken down off YouTube. Or yeah, let's see. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Who do you guys think is winning, guys? Let's see. What is the chat saying? We still got 80. 80-20, guys. No fluffy believers in the chat. Come on, guys. Come on, guys, get with the fluffy program. Get with the fluffy program, guys. We are picking fluffy. Just think Strickland's gonna get him. Strickland is just gonna get him. All right, so here was one of the video. This is what I was talking about with Hernandez and Michelle Pereira here. Hold on. Hopefully, okay, it's just gonna make me download the video. That's just lovely. All right, well, can I open it here? Nope, I have to do that. All right, okay, all right, we'll figure this out. Give me a second. We're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out how to do this. We're gonna figure out how to play this video. Can I also edit it to mirror it so that I don't get copyrighted? I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so. We're gonna have to figure this out. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to add another capture. It's gonna be very annoying. Alrighty. Let's see. There we go. Booyah. There we go. Alrighty. Whoa, the screen is real big. Okay. Alright, so here... Try not to give in. I'm trying. Okay, so here... Anthony Hernandez is in on the hips. You can see Michelle Pereira has this underhook. Let me see if I can show my cursor. How do I show my cursor? Hold on. Cursor capture. Where's cursor? Is it capturing my cursor? I have no idea. Can you see my little mouse? I don't think you guys can. Let me see. Let me see if I could figure this out, man. This is tough. This is the struggles of MMA YouTube. How do I capture my freaking cursor? Alright, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Is the gap between Strickland and Fluffy striking enough to overcome the gap in their grappling game? The thing is that... Okay, so I said this earlier. I don't know if you were here for this. Hydro. I said this... It's on... Oh, it is on the screen? Okay, cool. Okay, that's cool. Alright. So, this is what I'm talking about right here. So, the reason why I don't think the grappling, the gap in the grappling is obviously there because Fluffy is a much better jiu-jitsu artist, submission artist. He's much better at top control. He's much better at, snagging submissions from pretty much anywhere. He's really good at that, like, what is it? The Armin guillotine. It's not the Armin guillotine, but it's like the side. It's like the very where he gets it very deep by being in like the in like the riding position. It's very like the one that he hit on Rodolfo Vieira, and I think he tried to hit it on Roman Dolidze. Very good submission artist, obviously, but their wrestling is, at least when I compare Sean Strickland's defensive wrestling to Hernandez's offensive wrestling, I just see Sean Strickland getting the better of him for the most part. Because when you watch this sequence, Michelle Pereira does have the underhook here, but as you'll see, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose this underhook in just a second. And you do see that Hernandez's head position is kind of somewhat awkward here, because ideally it would just be in his chest, but most of the time it is going to veer off to the side like this. But here, you either want to connect the hands, or if you're Hernandez, you want to try and pull this leg in so that you can either like slide your arm down so that you're grabbing the knee and that's what you're pulling in, or you could do what most MMA fighters do and just try to connect your hands to like lift them and dump them. But here, you can see Michelle Pereira is about to lose this because that's exactly what Hernandez is doing. He's trying to slide down to pull him in. And you'll see Michelle Pereira loses the underhook, and then he gets this like it's almost like a chin strap here. I guess it is kind of a chin strap, but Anthony Hernandez switches to the single, and he's just gonna lose. He's just gonna lose this this exchange here somehow. I don't even know, because he runs him into the cage here with the single, and then I think he recovers the double, and he has both arms around the, look how close his hips are. Look how close Michel Pereira's hips are to each other. But the issue here is that you can see here Anthony Hernandez's head is not on the outside, and that's where it needs to be to ideally finish this comfortably. You can still finish this very clear. You can still very clearly finish this without the head position because you have the hands locked, like not locked yet, but they're crossing over each other. Like you could easily finish this takedown. Like it's not going to be that hard. But Michel Pereira, the the cardio demon that he is, he just flips. He brings up his chin strap, and Hernandez's face goes like slides off, and he gets almost put into full mount for a moment, and he just completely loses this position. And this just happened too often. Hernandez's shots are not good. They're not good at all. Where he thrives is in the clinch, where he's able to just grab over unders or grab double unders or grab double overs and just like bully them against the cage and then do a little duck under to the back and try to break him down from there. Like that's like where he thrives here. This is not I don't see this beating Sean Strickland. I just don't see it. I just simply don't see it. Because because Fluffy's going to be fighting tooth and nail, jab and teep for this position. He's going to be fighting for this position, jab and teep, tooth and nail. And I don't think he's going to survive, not survive, but I don't think he's going to be able to to overcome all the adversity that he's going to face here. Perhaps he has been in wrestling singlets like forever now. I don't know. He's been doing it forever. I don't really know why, but he has. I want to see if I could include my channel logo here. I also don't know where my channel logo file went on my computer. It's just gone, so I'm gonna have to find it. I might have deleted it on accident. We'll see. But you can see he just reshoots. Like Fluffy does have like good hustle. He has a good chain. Not he's not a chain wrestler, but he has good hustle. And and that's the thing that people are sort of like mischaracterizing about Fluffy. Like they're calling him like Marab, middleweight Marab, like he's like Marab, but he's just not because because Fluffy, the difference between Marab and Fluffy is that Marab never needs to be successful on one of these attempts. He never has to. He can just do this forever, and he will still win the fight by doing that because he'll just blitz in and then put you up against the cage, and he's just gonna put you there, and he's gonna hold on to your legs until the fight is over. Hernandez needs the success on top in order to win fights. That's what he did to Brendan Allen. That's what he did to Michel Pereira here. That's what he did to Roman Dolidze. I mean, Dolidze was a bit different because, I mean, he had success on the feet, but it was kind of back and forth for a little bit until he finished him. Not until he finished him, but, like, it was back and forth for, like, the round of cardio that Roman Dolidze had. I just don't think Fluffy will be able to push this kind of pace early against a guy who throws linear strikes, which is something that Fluffy just hasn't had to deal with, like, really ever in his current run. It's just not something he's familiar with, and it's not something he's had to deal with like pretty much at all. And those specific weapons are going to stop and halt this forward pressure. And even if Sean Strickland didn't have that success on the feet initially, I just don't think Fluffy would dominate him on the floor like everybody thinks he will. I just don't think it'll happen. Obviously, like most people are just kind of like gassing up Sean Strickland's wrestling based off like gym stories, but here I think it's just I just don't think I don't know. I don't think Fluffy's gonna get it done here. This particular clip, obviously this is round one. This is the only round Michel Pereira is ever gonna have cardio. But I think it's still valid. I think the complaint about his shots are still valid. I'm also gonna delay the ads because they're low key like spamming ads like every minute or whatever. I don't know how ads work on YouTube. This is like it's like low key annoying, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna delay them. Who are you guys picking in this matchup? Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez, man. It's so weird seeing MMA fighters in singlets. That's how I feel about what's his name? Like Armin and like Buckley doing that. It's just kind of funny. Predictions on how Jacoby Smith and Ko Suk Kyung fight would have went. I'm telling you, man, we would have won that. I'm telling you. I actually watched a lot of prediction videos. And a lot of people were saying that if that fight happened, they would have picked Ko Suk Kyung. And that's I agree. I think he would have won. Although Ko is potentially chinnable because he has like two TKO KO losses. I've watched one of them. I don't remember how it ended, but I don't see Jacoby Smith out grappling Ko at all. I don't see that happening at all. How he is going to win is by chinning him, but I'm pretty sure Ko's a southpaw, and he's very tricky. He's a tricky customer. He is, and I think he would give Jacoby Smith a lot of problems, both on the feet and on the floor. I think it's mainly just up to how far will Jacoby Smith's athleticism get him in terms of being able to fluke a finish, because otherwise, I think Ko has like all the advantages. He has the cardio advantage. He has the experience advantage at the moment. He has the grappling advantage, I'd say, and I think he's more elusive and more technical on the feet. He's just not as powerful, unfortunately. That's the only issue I see there. I'm rooting for Josiah Harrell. He has a really cool story. I hope he wins. But in all likelihood, Jacoby Smith is going to win. I wish Ko was fighting because then I get to make funny jokes. I get to be like, you picked the wrong opponent, DC. Hold on, let me pull up the image. Hold on. Let's. You picked the wrong opponent, DC. You picked the wrong opponent. You picked the wrong opponent, DC. This is how we would have done DC, bro. After we TKO Jacoby Smith in round one. You picked the wrong opponent. That's how we're doing Jacoby. That's how I was so excited just for that. I was so excited just for that, just to make those jokes. We will get our win back in Jusong Yu versus Gaston Bolaño. Yes, sir. And that's gonna be great too, because I get to make I get to make Ilya jokes. We beat Ilya. We KO'd Ilya. That's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for that. We will KO Ilya. But I don't know. This card is not amazing. I'm just so after Kosok Kyung pulled out, I was so bummed about this card, man. I was so bummed. I was like, this is not even. I don't even know if I want to watch anymore. No, I'm just kidding. But it was just not as cool, in my opinion, because like you got Jean Paul Labosniani, which is who's a good prospect. Carly Judice is all right. Um, Puna and Ramis Brahimaj, like that's a cool fight. Um, Alden Correa, that's gonna be sick because I think he's Joshua Van's teammate and he's on the come up, so I hope he looks good. And Ode Osborne is gonna have a fight. He's gonna have a fight. That's right. He's gonna have a fight. And Chidi and Jukwani, I think he's going to probably chin Carlos Leal. I hope he chins Carlos Leal. I think that'll be awesome. And Michelle Pereira just is Michelle Pereira, so he might lose to Zachary Reese. I don't know. He just got chinned by Chris Dawkins, so who even knows anymore? Or Kyle Dawkins, Kyle Dawkins. Who even knows anymore, man? Who knows how Michelle Pereira is gonna do here against Zachary Reese? I kind of forgot Ante Delija versus Sergey Spivak is on this card. I don't know why I'm not like thinking about it. I don't know. I just haven't really been thinking about that one for some reason. Let's see, who are people picking? Has the picks changed at all? It's 77% Sean Strickland now. Incredible. It is pretty interesting. I feel like why is he like a 3-1 underdog? I don't get it. I don't get the odds makers. It makes no sense. But I'm not a gambling person. I don't promote gambling at all. I don't condone gambling at all on this channel. I don't pick based on the odds. I don't pick based on anything other than the facts. No, I'm just I mean, not that that's not true. It's just I'm not. I try to be objective, but it's not. It's you can never be fully objective, you know. So Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic is pretty interesting because Jeff Neal's probably coming off like one of the worst losses of his career, and Uros Medic is like on like a good run, but he's also like I don't know. He's just kind of I don't know. He hasn't been terribly impressive. Like he beat Muslim Salikov, which is a great win. Um, but like losing to Puna, like losing to Orobai, there's nothing wrong with that. But like I don't know. He's just not. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the guy to beat Jeff Neal. He looks like a Jeff Neal highlight reel type of guy. I don't know. I dabble with gambling, and I feel that Sean at those odds are hard to pass up. Yeah, like those odds are insane, ridiculous, ridiculous odds. Same thing with the Gaethje Pimblett thing. Like for as good of chances that I think that Sean Strickland has to win this fight, I think that Sean Strickland should be that heavy favorite, in my opinion. Actually, maybe I scratch that because I feel like Sean is like a 40. I think he's like a 60 to 40 chance to win here. Maybe a little higher. I would probably go 65-35 Hernandez. 65-35 Strickland, sorry. Um yeah, that's my opinion. But at those odds is crazy. Like the same thing with the Gaethje Pimblett thing. Like Gaethje Pimblett, like you're picking what is it? What is it? Like a he was like a 2-1 underdog, I think. And I think it got even worse as closer to the fight. Like that's insane for as close of a fight as it actually is. This is probably the fight I'm most excited for on this card, to be honest. This fight's gonna be not great, but I'm very excited for Milk. We love Milk, bro. If you don't love Milk, I don't like you, bro. I don't like you if I don't like you if you don't like Milk. You get what I'm saying? Rapti Vet Unk Ige KO incoming. I don't know, man. Dan Ige, bro. People forget, man. We own Dan Ige, and by we, you know who? We own Dan Ige. Wait, how long was it? Oh my gosh, it was just a long time ago. We own Dan Ige, bro. No, but I don't know. He's just losing to Pitbull, bro. You're losing to Pitbull. I don't tr- I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you. Yeah, this step up has been a long time coming. I agree. Melk is on an incredible run right now. Like Melk is on an incredible run. Him, Steve Garcia, who else? Kevin Vallejos. Um, this new era of featherweight prospect, man. These guys are on the come up, and I'm so excited because one thing that people don't really talk about is that featherweight produces some of the highest level fighters in the sport. We like Aldo was like the high one of the highest level fighters of his era. Probably the high one of I would say he's up there. I don't know who else I would include in that discussion, so I'm not gonna say he is, but he's one of them. Um, Connor, pretty high level. He beat Aldo, obviously. You got to put him up there. But then you have Max, then you have Volk, then you have Ilya. Like I'm so excited to see who the next featherweight champion will be. It probably will be Movsar. I th- I thought it was gonna be Diego, but after his most recent Volk fight, I just think I don't know if he'll be mentally the same. Um, it just worries me, So yeah, I let me see what Melk's most recent one. Julian Erosa, Christian Rodriguez, Andre Philly. Andre Philly, that was last year. I thought that was way long ago. I thought that was like 2024. Featherweight best weight, to be honest. I think bantamweight's pretty stacked. We need the Yair. Dude, we needed that after the Jean Silva fight. We needed that after the first Volk fight. And we're still not going to get it cuz Yair's a stupid little dummy dum dum. We're not going to get that fight, bro. And it pisses me off because it would be such a good fight. It would be like the best fight. Because unironically, for as good as Diego is, I feel like he could lose that somehow. He would be the type to lose that fight. Unfortunately, he would be the type of person to lose that fight. What do we have on this card? Is there anything we know about this card? No. Lighterman's skill still with some power. Yeah, that's definitely what featherweight is. But I think bantamweight is starting to get more heavy hitters like Wellmaker. Obviously he just lost, but I mean Wellmaker. We have Alexandre Topuria, who isn't really like the heaviest hitter, but he's a heavy hitter. You know, he's in there. He's in the mix at least. um, let's see. Also, by the way, why are they like using like AI for these posters? Like this is not Lone Kavanaugh, bro. This is not Lone Kavanaugh. This is literally not him. Like that's literally not a picture of him. Like that this is like AI, like they like used AI to get this angle of him. It's it's literally not a picture of him. Like the photo that they have for this fight, like on the banner of like the UFC website, is like literally AI. Let me go find it. Hold on. Let me go to UFC.com real quick. Here we have Phil Hawes. I meant to go to events actually. Dude, that's literally not Lone Kavanaugh. Who is this guy? Who is that? That's not Lone Kavanaugh. That's literally not him. I don't know who that is. It's literally not what he looks like. He does not look like that. It's so weird. But anyway, um, yeah, this card, I actually have not looked at what's on this card. I'm pretty sure it's bad. Yeah, bro, we got Marlon Vera co-main eventing in 2026. Yeah, it's over, man. It's over. Oh, this guy was on the Contender Series. Um, Edgar Scheidez is cool. Um, King Kavanaugh for the upset. The thing is that I don't like. I love Lonnie. I've been following him for a while because I watched one of Luke Riley's Cage Warriors fights back in the day. I had no idea who Luke Riley was. I was just like bored and I wanted to watch a cool fight, and I was watching Cage Warriors, and I watched Luke Riley, and he had like one of the best fights ever. And then I'm a big fan of Lonnie, but dude, that loss to Charles Johnson, just like he was like doing so well, and then for no reason he just started exiting the pocket with his hands by his waist. I don't know why he was doing that. Like he was like resetting. He was doing that throughout that whole round for some reason. Like he was like resetting his feet and then dropping his hands. Like he was circling out and like dropping his hands like for no reason. And when I saw that, I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna get caught. Which did end up happening. So I and I don't like Moreno. I'm not a Moreno fan to be honest, but I think he'll probably win. Unfortunately, because I would rather have Kavanaugh in the mix, but I don't think he wins this. This card is like whack as heck. Okay. Daniel Zahuber, Bobby Green. That's like a okay fight. That's okay. That's not bad. Um. All right. Everything else on this card is like I do not care. Oh, Chris Moutinho. That's cool. I guess he's on the card. Good for him. good for good for him. That's all I have to say. Unfortunately, that's all I have to say. Um. But yeah, I if you guys want a little sneak peek at what I'm thinking for Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway 2, the big contention here with Charles Oliveira with Max Holloway 2 is, can Charles Oliveira submit Max Holloway in round 1? This is what this fight comes down to. Can he submit Max Holloway? Is there that big of a gap in Charles Oliveira's offensive grappling and Max Holloway's defensive grappling? Because obviously Charles Oliveira is the best submission, one of the best submission artists in the sport right now, arguably the best. Whatever you really want to say, like he's obviously like I don't really need to talk. I don't really need to like tell you that. But with Max Holloway, we really have not seen his defensive jits in really forever. We got like inklings of it here and there, but it's really not been a factor throughout his career, which is really alarming going into this fight with Charles Oliveira. But I would say that Max is leagues ahead of Charles Oliveira on the feet. It's kind of weird because when I was rewatching tape for this fight, these are basically all points I'm going to make in the video, so I'm kind of spoiling a little bit. You guys are getting the sneak peek, but if you watch all of Charles Oliveira's most recent fights, it's kind of strange that Charles Oliveira, his best performance, like specifically how sharp he looked in both the grappling and the striking, was the Michael Chandler rematch, and he hasn't looked as crisp since. He hasn't looked as snappy since that fight, which is really wild because like after that, he just looked really bad against Armin. Like he looked fine round 1, but then like after that, he just sort of like stayed on bottom and like let himself get controlled and elbowed. And then like when he was on the feet, when it's time to start closing that gap and start scoring, he just like didn't really do anything. So that was just like a really weird version of Oliveira to me, and I think that's like probably his worst performance in a really long time. And if you rewatch the Ilya fight, he was having a lot more success than a lot of people are going to give him credit for. Like he was literally winning the round. Obviously, you can't really like judge Ilya's fights based on who's winning the round. But I'm saying that Charles had more success than most people are willing to give him credit for, and that when you rewatch that fight, he very clearly had a path to victory that he kind of abandoned because he's Charles Oliveira, and he wanted to maraud a little bit. So unfortunate for Charlie Olives. But yeah, this card sucks. Bruno Fajeda versus RoboCop 2. Everybody wants to see this. I mean, it's a cool fight. It's just that unironically, this has the potential to be boring. People don't realize, but this has the potential to be boring and stink it up. But yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. Charles is ballsy. Charles is goated. And like seriously, he did have success. Like he landed that nice elbow like immediately into the fight. He landed that nice little uppercut as Ilya was exiting. Like he clearly had a path to victory, but he just didn't really use his longer weapons enough, and that ended up getting him caught. And I think versus Max Holloway, like Charles was getting tagged up by Gamrot, man. Gamrot was hitting him, bro. I like I don't think I have to say that, but like I don't think my point is that Charles just simply doesn't stand a chance on the feet. And what people are sort of like what people are sort of like um getting hung up on, and this is kind of a similar thing with the Fluffy Strickland fight, is that people are kind of getting hung up on this idea like, oh, like how good is Max Holloway's takedown defense? That's not necessarily the issue, because Charles, in all of his recent fights, he always is able to initiate a grappling sequence in the first round. It doesn't matter who you are, he's going to get to you somehow. He's going to pull guard, pull guillotine, he's going to take you down, he's going to slam you, he's going to look for a single outside trip. Like he's going to look for stuff to do in order to get the fight to the ground. He's always going to have that moment. It doesn't matter who you are. I know Max Holloway obviously has the best distance management in the division, but he is still going to fall susceptible to this. I just know he is. The question is whether or not he can survive that first round, and how early is that grappling sequence going to happen in order for him to survive? Like how much time is he going to have to fight from bottom, or from top, I guess, too, like in the guard. That's what's really important here, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing. Like, because MMA Che, his breakdown was all about, oh yeah, like how Charles is going to get it to the ground. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Charles Oliveira getting Max Holloway to the ground. I'm worried about when he's going to, and how Max Holloway is going to respond to those grappling attempts. That's where my contention. That's where my contention lies, and obviously, I would say that Max probably doesn't stand a chance, like on the ground, if like Charles has his back, but I kind of trust him. I kind of trust him. I kind of trust him. I don't really know why, but I kind of trust him. And I think regardless, he's the correct pick. Because, I mean, what if Max is able to just kind of glide around and not get touched at all and just be completely out of range for Charles the whole fight? So, not for the whole fight, but my pick is either between first round submission for Charles Oliveira or second or third round TKO for Max Holloway. I don't think it goes any other way. I think it's either one of those two things. Maybe second round sub for Charles, but I think it's either one of those two things, in my opinion. Like he did look great against Gamrot, but he did get hit like a lot. Like he got hit a lot, like way too much to be like, dude, you're literally gonna get like the amount of times he got hit versus Gamrot. Like Max might KO him in the first round if Max hits him with those kinds of shots, but it's Max Holloway at Max Holloway speed, at Max Holloway volume. Like I don't know, and I do agree. Yes, it's also just because Charles didn't respect him. But like it's a I just don't see it. It's just it's a tough fight to predict because of that. Because we have to we have to gauge these unknowns, and think about what is technically more likely. And I do think that technically Charles Oliveira by sub is more likely than Max Holloway being able to survive the first round. But like, I also just kind of want to put my faith in Holloway here. I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Oh, we got some fluffy believers. 31 to 69. Incredible. Incredible. I'll probably stream for like maybe another hour if I'm up for it. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Who are you guys picking for for these cards for some of these fights? I wonder, dude, Rob Font on a main card, dude. Raul Rosas Jr. on a main card. Why are they giving him this fight? What's the prize picks bets looking like? I am not a gambler. I don't know what the bets are on prize picks. I don't know. I am not a gambler. I do not condone gambling on this channel. But there's a lot of good I feel like there's a lot of good fights to bet on if you want to bet because there are some good odds. I think I think Sean is really good value just cuz he's such a big underdog for no reason. Um this is going to be so good. All my days. I'm so excited for this. Dude, Amanda Lemos, bro. Dude, prime UFC Apex fighter, bro. This is crazy. You know, Brad Tavares versus Eric Andrews is a sneaky Apex banger, bro. It's a sneaky Apex banger. Incoming Chiwiwi KO, as in Raul Rosas is gonna get KO'd or he's gonna KO Rob. I would imagine you're meaning that Rob Font is gonna KO Raul. I don't see. I, I got Vallejos by Slaughter. Obviously, yeah, obviously. I think, yeah, I don't see it going any other way. But dude, this card has some good fights, bro. I'm actually way more excited for this card than I am for tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Saturday. Like, bro. You got Belagioki, man. Manuel Souza. Wasn't this guy in Contender Series? Is that where this guy's from? Isn't, I think he fought in the Contender Series. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I remember this guy. I remember this guy. And then, we got Andre Philly versus Jose Delgado, bro. Yo. This is a tough fight. I mean, obviously, Delgado's probably just going to KO him in a round. But, like, this is a tough matchup. This is cool. This is a sick Apex banger, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This one's crazy, dude. Marwan Rahiki versus Harry Hardwick? Come on, man. Rahiki, bro. I actually am not that impressed by Rahiki, to be honest. I thought his fight IQ was like horrific versus his Contender Series opponent. I do like the Hardwick brothers, but to be fair, they're kind of I, they've been kind of exposed. I remember watching George's Contender Series fight. That was very tragic. Um, Elijah Smith versus Yusu Young. Come on, come on. We gotta ride with Jiu-Jitsu. Come on. Melk Ige. I'm going Big Melk. I'm going Big Melk. I'm going Big Melk. I just think he's younger. He's got the momentum. He's also not Dan Ige. And Dan Ige is Dan Ige, and he just tends to not win sometimes because he feels like it. So sometimes he just decides not to throw his right hand, and I think this could be one of those times. So I don't know. Um, what was that? Oh yeah, bro. Like Charles Johnson, Bruno Silva. Dude, this card is so stacked. Yo, this card is so stacked for no reason. Miktabek Oralby versus Chris Curtis. Vitor Petrino versus Steven Assblood. What are we talking about? This is a crazy card. You'd think this is like hardcore's dream, dude. This is like every fight on this card is like cool. Like we got Jillian Robertson, who's like is like cool. Like all of these fights are really good except for I guess Bia Mesquita versus Montserrat Rendon, which like Mesquita is 6-0, but I don't really know anything about her. I just know of her name. I don't think I've seen her fight. I don't think. Um, but I don't. I think Rahiki beats Harry Hardwick. Um, I just don't see what problems Harry Hardwick's gonna give Rahiki, but Rahiki is like not on my radar to be honest. I don't think he's that good. He looked like his fight IQ in that contender series fight was like horrific. It was so bad. I remember I was like I was literally screaming because like this dude was like getting bombed by the same overhand like three times in a row. And like there are moments where you see fighters who try to do flashy stuff and it just doesn't work. And Rahiki was doing all that. Like he was like trying to like spinning elbow and like flying knee and like all this, all this like silly stuff that like bro, just stick to the fundamentals, because like you're the longer taller fight. Like just do what you're supposed to do, and he just kind of didn't. And he was still nearly finished like three times. It was a comeback. It was a really cool comeback KO. It was really good. It was just like that was of your own volition, man. That was like your fault. Like you should not have been KO'd that way, or you should have not even been hurt that many times in the first place. Um, but yeah, this card is like crazy good for some reason. Why is this card so good? I don't understand. There's so many good fights on this card. Like usually Apex cards have like three good fights that you care about. This one has obviously the main event. You don't really care about Brad Tavares versus Eric Anders, but it's like a cool fight. You got Umar Sy. I guess if you're a fan of Umar Sy, then you care about this fight, but I don't really care too much about it. Mikdebek Oralby versus Chris Curtis, banger. Vitor Petrino versus Stephen Aspelad, banger. Bruno Silva versus Charles Johnson. I mean it's okay, I guess. Elijah Smith versus Yusu Young, banger. Marwan Rahiki versus Harry Hardwick, banger. You got, dude, this card is insane. Andre Philly versus Jose Delgado, not gonna be a banger, but banger on paper. Like this is like good stuff, man. This is a good card. And Luana Archueta is also on this card, so um yeah, isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Let's see. Mm, I'm actually really excited for the Jacoby Smith fight though, because I am a big fan of. I have been seeing a lot of Josiah Harold stuff, and he's cool, man. He's really cool. I'm excited for this fight. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be pretty sick. I hope he wins because he's a cool dude, and I hope he gets a contract. I don't know if he's getting a contract if he um regardless of this fight, because I think he deserves it. They're both 11-0. That's kind of a cool stat. It's kind of cool. Any Ode Osborne believers in the chat? I am actually picking Ode to win, but I don't know, man. It's Ode Osborne. Ode Osborne, man. Ode Osborne, bro. Let's see. People are going back to Sean Strickland here. All right, guys, I have nothing to say, guys. You guys gotta speak in the chat, guys, or else I'll have nothing to talk about. You guys gotta give me prompts or something. Freaking Jean Paul Bosniani, bro, and Phil, bro. Yeah, I don't see how Phil, bro, wins this. I don't know. Not that John Paul is like that high level or anything, but he's just like I don't know. He's just certainly on a better track. And Phil Rowe kind of has a spotty record. 11-6 is not, and he's 4-4 in the UFC. Not incredible. Not incredible, I'd say. Not incredible. But yeah, for those of you who are joining the stream, let me know who you think wins between Sean Strickland and Anthony or Fluffy Hernandez. Comment in the chat, guys. Send messages in the chat. Usman potentially coming to UFC. Oh, Usman or Magomedov. Um, I don't really know. Is he? Is he? I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. Is he like? Is his contract with the PFL like about to be up? I watched both of his fights with Paul Hughes. Um, but I don't know. I don't think Usman gets that far at in the UFC lightweight division. Like Benoit Saint Denis would be like a tough fight for Usman, and that's mainly me saying that Usman is mainly me saying that Benoit sucks, and that Usman probably his ceiling isn't that much higher. Like he's probably like top 6 here. When you look at this, he's probably like a top 6 lightweight. But where actually is he in these rankings? Okay, well I have to log in, but I don't feel like doing that right now. I think I'll end the stream at 8:30. I think an hour. What was that? An hour 30 stream. I think that's cool. I think it's a good number. I think that's a good number. I think last time was like 9 hours, so I think giving myself a little bit of a little bit of a cutoff is better. Also, because I'm not really doing anything this stream, so it's not as interesting. People don't actually care. But I mean, yeah, I don't think Usman or Magomedov goes that far, to be honest. Like, would he be a good top contender? Probably, but I don't know. I feel like that's I feel like his style just probably won't look as good. And also like every guy who goes from a different high level promotion to the UFC always has like some sort of struggle, except for the Gooch. So I don't know. I'm not terribly high on Usman. Also, just because like yeah, I would really like to have Paul Hughes in the UFC. I don't think he would be crazy amazing either, but he would be really cool. He'd be sick to have in the UFC. I mean, it's not even a sneak diss, dude. Patchy Mix, man. Patrick Mix, dude. Patrick Mix. Patrick Ethan Mix. Where do we even begin? Where do we even begin? I mean, losing to Mario Bautista is not bad. It's just like It's just the way in which he performed was bad. And that's what everybody's like hung up on because he just didn't look he didn't really do anything outside of like the third round where he just kind of started to land punches. Like yeah, patchy mix, man. Patchy freaking mix. We love Patchy, man. He's gonna beat Shadulayev, bro. Shadulayev. I think it's Shadulayev. He's gonna beat him, bro. Trust. He's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him, bro. He's gonna go on to be Ryzen champion, and then he's gonna be UFC champion. Don't just you wait, guys. Just you wait. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Gonna wrap up the stream here. Appreciate those of you who stopped by and left a little comment down below. New video coming hopefully soon. Probably will be the UFC 326 video. This has been Pak MMA.